Hi, I'm Mike. The project list has become a staple of our Wyoming life. Every Tuesday we take a look at the board and it helps us find a direction for our week. Today we add to the board a big project. We get a start on it and we get a chance to take a look back at what the board has helped us accomplish on our Wyoming Life. Welcome back, as once again we tackle the project list, explore the ranch life, and escape the ordinary all in one fell swoop. As you can imagine, there's a never-ending list of things that need done around here on the ranch, and the project list helps me keep a rein on things, keeping things from slipping between the cracks, and it keeps us on track. The problem with it is that it's never done. One thing comes off and another thing goes up. It's part of the joy and the headache of running a ranch by yourself, because there's plenty of things on the list that could be outsourced, but with limited funds and time, we're stuck with prioritizing things and making sure what we need done right away is always on the top of the list, even if it's buried in the middle. Don't forget to subscribe. Each person that does helps us spread our message about how important the truth about where your food comes from is, and the work that goes into getting it to you. This week, we're doing things just a little bit differently. We have a couple big projects that are just on the horizon and we have to start getting ready for. Benjamin Franklin is credited with saying, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Although I'm sure there are many others that probably had the same message in different forms. My dad's favorite was do your homework, but it still falls in the same category. Most times here on the ranch, as many of you probably deal with, is that the planning sometimes takes place on the fly. We get started on a project and then we have to come up with solutions as we go along. We know where we want to be at the end, and getting there is where the creative ideas and solutions that are sometimes unorthodox come to the rescue. Today we start a big project on the ranch, a project that has all to do with the chicken house. Over the past few months, we've been dealing with predator issues. They are the easiest prey on the ranch, and once word gets out about their location and abundance, it quickly becomes a difficult situation to solve. To keep the chickens safe, we have previously built this chicken run for the chickens to live in when they are outside. A space of about 800 square feet for them to be able to get out and get fresh air and stretch their legs. Unfortunately, it was discovered by badgers, who have no trouble digging underneath the fence and picking off chickens for their own ends. Our chickens are raised solely for egg production, although the badgers thought otherwise, and as soon as this loophole was discovered, the chickens have been locked inside, much to their disappointment, as they love roaming the ranch. This problem needs solved, and if you follow the project list for a while, you know that solving problems is the name of the game. In reality, the project list began long before we ever gave it a name. The list has existed in the shop for years, and one of the first problems we solved was an issue with gates and cattle guards. Cattle guards are all over the ranch to keep cattle from moving to one pasture to the next, but still allowing roads to stay open, and without having to open or close gates. The main gate that we go through every day will slow you down, and we're constantly driving through it, so we decided to take a quicker and easier route. This involved building a cattle guard, but doing it a little bit differently and taking it above ground, building a ramp that the gator or a four-wheeler can quickly navigate. It was put into place and has been used on a daily basis since. It's saved time while transporting calves during calving or when you have to get out to the pasture in a hurry, and saved some cold fingers from having to get out and open a gate. That project started us down a road of featuring the project list in a whole new way, taking the issues we deal with every day and coming up with better, sometimes easier ways to manage them. Trying new things, like plastic welding a tank to save money on having to buy a new one. To buy a new stock tank would cost at least $100. The plastic welder was $20. So if this works, then it'll pay for itself. Trying viewer suggestions, such as adding jugs full of salt water to stock tanks to keep them from freezing, and toss the water bottles into the tank. Now the point of this is that the bottles are going to be moving around the tank, pushed around by the cows drinking and the movement of the water itself, therefore not allowing the water to freeze as hard and making my life easier when it comes to breaking ice. That's the theory. And creating new ways to insulate hydrants to to keep them thawed during the cold winter months.
This is super simple. You just slip the garbage can over the hydrant, then cut a notch out of the lid for the pipe of the hydrant to slip through. Once it's in place, you can fill the garbage can with hay or straw.
We have learned a few things along the way, such as net wrap is highly flammable and can't be stored near the incinerator as it'll combust from the heat, bursting into flames outside of the incinerator. Luckily, it's kept far away from anything flammable, and we don't burn when there's a high wind or when we aren't home, so we caught it pretty quick. And the best way to deal with a well that has a broken water line in the pit, causing flooding and damage to all the systems inside, requiring new plumbing and a new pressure tank. Whole new problem, and one that's much more serious than a valve left open. The well pit is flooded. Needless to say, the project list is always an adventure, and this project, I'm sure, will prove to be no different. This is probably the worst time of the year to take on this project due to the weather, but we're going to have to not only be expanding the chicken run, giving them more room to move around, we're also going to make it safer for the chickens that live in it. To get started, we're going to be removing as much snow as we can, clearing the area for posts and a trench that will bury chicken wire about a foot deep in the ground in order to prevent the digging from those pesky badgers. The plan is also to enlarge the chicken run to fully surround the chicken house, increasing the size of the run from about 800 square feet to almost 4,000. Back when I built the chicken house years ago, one of our neighbors called it the Chicken Taj Mahal. Soon, it's going to be the Chicken Fort Knox. But there's still a lot of work to do before we're done. And over the next few project list videos, I hope to take you along as we build a safer, stronger, and more secure area for our chickens to live. To be perfectly honest, we don't make money off the chickens or their eggs. But just like any animal on the ranch, they deserve the best we can give them. And a bit of work, along with materials we probably have laying around here already, will hopefully do just that. Most of the issues we're going to run into are going to be solved on the fly, but that's okay, because sometimes you don't even know your challenges until you try. I hope you're looking as forward to this project as I am. I know that the chickens are Erin's baby, so hopefully we can get her out here to help. It's a great way for the kids to come out and lend a hand as well. We're expecting a bit of a break in the weather coming up, and doing some of this prep work now will hopefully make it easier as we are going to dig into this whole project, literally. Thanks for coming out today. It's 2 degrees out here. I'm getting back in the tractor and I'm going to keep moving snow, and soon we'll be breaking ground and making a bunch of chickens and Erin very happy. If you can't get enough of the ranch, check out our podcast. You can find it wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. It's on about 14 different platforms, iTunes, Google Play, and of course, Anchor FM as well. Each Friday, we post a new episode that gives you a candid look inside the ranch, our business, and our lives. You can find it by searching for Beyond the Ranch. Please subscribe here on YouTube as well. Erin has a new video coming out this week as she takes us into her composting program and the tips and tricks that she uses to make some of the best growing medium around. Until we see you again, have a great week, and thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.